everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca, and today we're going to do some tips and tricks. Hello, making it awkward since 1972. So I am not going to tell you this is wrong, or I'm going to put an X on this side of my face and a check mark on this side of my face. And I get those videos and it's great, but I just, I have my face done differently each side, okay? So this side is sort of like the quick and dirty, the quick and average, or sort of like the one that I'm compelled to do. I just sort of, slap it on, and maybe even I do it like this for videos. Right? I look at a lot of my videos and I go, I don't like that. Is that what I did with my makeup that day? So I think we all have those feelings. Then this side is the side where it's like, okay, I'm bringing my game. I'm bringing my A game. I'm going to bump it up a notch or two. Just I've been watching some, like Scott Barnes videos, some Danessa Myricks videos. I'm just like, yes. So here you go. So this side. I'm going to do this part of my face while I talk about this part of my face. So this is very typical eyeshadow. It's just kind of like a medium mid-tone shade on my lid. I'm using my Wander Beauty palette. This is the Wanderous Escape. It's such a good palette. Like Jouer and Wander Beauty I love those brands for high end that's not terribly expensive, and they're women-owned companies, and they're just very, I'm drawn to them. And so if you come across Wander Beauty eyeshadows, just know that they are fabulous, especially for a crepier lid, a dry lid, a hooded eye, etc. So I have a lot of eyelid real estate, I like to say. I have hooded lids, but not terribly, they're a little bit. This side, it's very basic. I just kind of slapped shadow on in the crease, not too high, not too low. Whereas this side, do you see how I really blew it out, as they say, where I brought shade very high, not all the way to the brow, but almost. And I really just carved out that whole area for shadow / contour, what have you. So I'm still using two shades that are not too dark, and I'm bringing the shadow very high. So I like to really get a lot of shadow, not a lot of shadow, but just sort of like a medium shade pretty high up there. I take a darker shade, and I can use a pencil brush, I can use like a contour brush, and I'm going to lift up my corner slightly, but so it's just a darker shade than what we started with. And then I take a shader brush, just like, I like pencil eyeshadow brushes, and take that same dark shade. And I have mascara here that I didn't clean up, because I just thought, well, that's a great example of, a not great face. Always leave your mascara to dry, and then wipe it away with your finger, with a cotton tip. So I take the darker shade, you can even do this with a medium, your kind of mid-tone shade, and I just run it under my bottom lid. And I really kind of did that more exaggerated than over here, but that's okay. We're gonna go back and do that. It just bumps up the drama, just kind of like, Yeah. But what it's all about illusion. So make that sort of do some kind of like bisque, something light, something soft, and maybe even a bit of a shimmer, and just right there. I don't like to really make this too emphasized. I don't want to paint it along the brow bone or underneath my eyebrow. See, it's just a soft shimmer. I like to just sort of shimmer. And you can even pull that in here, brings more light. We can talk about that too. So anything where like you're brightening, and I have a very dark inner corner type sort of bridge of my nose section, so I will do anything to brighten that up. I'm not like intense liquid liner type person. I'm not somebody that really goes to town with liner. Often I skip it altogether, but when I'm trying to just give my eyes that emphasis, something to really give the lashes more oomph, and then it just helps the whole look. And I take a liquid liner, which I love the kind that have like the brush tip, and this is a Physicians Formula one, and it's just it's actually a dark brown, so it's very forgiving. And something I like to do is I like to take the upper inner corner and I like to just carefully sketch without tickling my eye, and just sketch to where my lashes start. And then you can continue along the lash line if you want. I'm not winging it out. I'm not like really significantly drawing it, you know. I'm just filling in kind of the spaces. I like to say it kind of grounds the lash, but I don't know if that's, I think that's kind of accurate. You can also do like, you know, tight line if you want to. And then I am gonna load on the mascara, and you know, use whatever mascara is cool with you, and don't be afraid to just give yourself extra coats. You know, I've always sung the praises of the Maybelline, and there's something about this that really gets my lashes. I don't do the lower lashes. Who else was I watching that doesn't do their lower lashes? And I was like so happy. Is it Wayne Goss? Golly, and I was just like, you two, we're like connected. I can't do my lower lashes. I have very sparse lower lashes, and it just doesn't look good, and it's, yeah. Look at that. My eyes are popping, right? Now, let's do a little bit of my eyebrows too. All I did was I took pencil and just kind of filled in the brow, but what you can do is you can take a brow gel, something with a bit of, you know, shade to it, a tinted brow gel, even fibers. I've got the Kosas one. I love the Wet n Wild one. So yeah, now go in and not too dark, right? You know, we don't have to go crazy here. But instead of penciling your brows and making things just kind of solid, pull those hairs up. And then it's like they're standing at attention. Oh wait, hang on. Moving down the face, let's talk about this area. So I've done, you know, concealer, powder, etc. And what I like to do is, and let's talk about bronzer too, bronzer placement. The bronzer I'm wearing today is kind of like my entire cheek. The Wayne Goss like lifted trick is to put it just back here and a little bit higher. Totally works. But sometimes I like to have a little more color and a little bit more just bronze. I mean, right? But if you can tell see how it looks, I think this side looks a little bit lifted, a little rounder, fuller, whereas this side looks a little more contoured, kind of more sunken. if that's what you're going for, which that can have its own effect too, especially like if you want to have a little bit more of a carved contour look, maybe it's like a chiseled, sort of more dramatic, or even just kind of like, I'm gonna fake looking a little thinner. I don't know. You know, then it does, this is where you want to put it. I like to look kind of like that. What am I trying to say? Ooh, you know, so it's sort of an entire situation with bronzer and highlighter and etc. So let me show you what I did. And I took the Bread and Butter bronzer because they sent it to me and I'm like, that is so nice of them. Physicians Formula. Okay, so this one is the Toasty, which isn't as dark. There's two shades, Toasty and Baked. And so also I want to point out the By Terry, this is the CC powder, which I know it's kind of pricey, but I have a discount for it this month. If you want to kind of just give soft dimension that is almost a little bit like highlighter and bronzer combined, but very pale, not like crazy bronzer. Crazy bronzer. This is that for you, and it's beautiful, right? So you can just sort of fill in the whole cheek and you get this glow. I'm not contouring my nose, but what I do like to do is, and you can use any brush for this, is I like to put a bit of bronzer just along my nose bridge, not, I mean, high, because I want to differentiate the sort of where my nose is from the rest of my face, so where the light catches it, which now is very severe. But I like to just have a bit of bronzer or some kind of contour at the ridge of my nose. And now I have a lot of bronzer there, so that's that. I am going to take Physicians Formula. This is the butter. It's a banana powder. It's called the Baby Butter Powder Palette. No, it's Baby Butter. It's in the Bitter Butter collection, and it's really cute. This is banana powder, and it's actually not very yellow. It's just kind of a subtle, and I like to put it just here. Okay, so I like to just kind of fill in a bit of brightness right here. And then, whether you are satisfied with the amount of sheen you have going already, but what I like to do, because there's two reasons for this, with having a bit of some crepey skin, especially when I smile. And you know what? That's okay. We can have lines. Women can have lines on their face. It's okay. But if you want to look a little more dewy, kind of your face to look kind of plumped and luscious versus sort of dry and powdery, even with lines, it's okay. I like to take my Danessa Myricks Dew Balm, Wet Balm, Dew Wet Balm, and you can use your heel of your palm, or you can use a finger, and you add some highlight, but you're putting it where, like, you crease, and then you're kind of making it almost moisturized, you know? And then my face just kind of has this, like, you know, kind of a lift, kind of a dimension. It glows. You know, it's still, you can still see some lines and stuff. That's okay. But I just like that sometimes a cream highlight gives just a bit more hydration right there. My lipstick, this is just, I lined along my lip line and then I just filled in lipstick. We're good. Nothing bad, nothing special. And then this side, it's probably hard to kind of tell the difference. I overlined slightly and I did just a bit more kind of dimension creation. So I'm just gonna use just kind of a mauve-y nude liner. This happens to be Maybelline, this happens to be the Beige Bear. And one of the things to do, because I prefer a softer Cupid's bow. I have a very pronounced Cupid's bow, and my upper lip is slightly thinner than my bottom lip. So in order to even everything out and give myself a more appealing, kind of inviting, I am not inviting people to my mouth, but you know what I mean. What to do is, so take your liner and just kind of run it along your Cupid's bow a little bit above it in the center. And then I like to just kind of go along the top. I don't go all the way to the corners. It keeps the product from settling in there, and then it keeps you looking kind of downturned. And then I go all the way down here. I like to go low in the center. And because this lip kind of hangs lower than this other side, so I hold that up. Depending on how pigmented your natural lip color is, you want to determine what nude lip pencil you're using to kind of create this shade, this shadow, because I have very, my lips tend to have a natural like lip tint to them. So keep that in mind. And I'm going to use my BK Beauty lipstick because it's phenomenal. And this is the shade Acceptance. And I just kind of do that. I just sort of fill it in, you know? Here comes the sun again. Then of course you can put a little bit of gloss. If you've got any City Beauty lip plumper, do that. Look at me. I take any kind of like sheer or clear of my lip plumpers and just kind of like plop them on right there too. So what do you think? Did I balance myself out now? I hope so. You know? Yeah. So, well, I hope I look better. Hope I look better and more even than when I started. Thank you so much for watching. I will list everything below. If there are discount codes or links that take you to anything that's discounted, those will be provided, so follow them to shop, and I hope you subscribe to my channel. Let me know if this was fun for you. If I have any more tricks up my sleeve, I am sure to share, you get it, and yeah, so there you are. Take care, hope you're well. I'll see you next time, bye.